words, what you have for some of the members of the church, that in times like this, I'm sure if you're a member, some people will be hit strongly. There are family people that might tell them, hey, don't go to this place. Look at what they are saying about them. They are evil and this blah, blah, blah. What would you want to share with your fellow members of the synagogue church?
Well, I have two things to say. That first, to my people in synagogue, especially the woman of God, Mommy Reverend. I'm not too worried about mommy because I know mommy is too strong. You understand? She has seen this thing too many times. You know, mommy is too strong to be worried. You understand? So, and I'll continue to pray to God to continue to give her that kind of strength to continue the journey. You know, so may God continue to strengthen her. And to my people, you know, I know the old people are handling this thing a lot better than the new people. The new people, you know, when I joined newly and I heard these things, immediately I was angry. I could do British eye, I could do American eye, I could do all of that, so that today we'll be sitting down here and you know the African eye crosses all walks of life. It's not only about religious people, it's all walks of life. So we could be here and then maybe an expose will come and then they are saying something about Joe Biden, America eye, Joe Biden something. You understand? So these are the things that I was hoping that if you really have something good, you really have some good intentions for humanity, target a particular group. And I'm not saying this because of the fact that this exposition.
Subscribe to this channel, because right here we do our possible best to find out the truth, nothing but the truth. We also seek to promote what is ours, what is African. Once it is good, once it is perfect, once it is not against the people of Africa. And so I'm sure by now you might have heard what is trending both on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all that. In the Ghanaian space, in Nigeria, it's all about the prophet TB.JOSHUA. My brother, hope you're doing well.
Oh, by the grace of God, Charlie, I'm good.
Yes. I'm very sure you have come across this video.
The God I was introduced to is evil. This is the same God that would sleep with us. This is the same God that would beat us up. You have no idea of what I went through. Everybody wanted the privilege to meet this big giant called TB.JOSHUA.
My brother,
are
you surprised seeing this video today, circulating everywhere, showing it on social media? Are you surprised?
First, no, I'm not surprised at all, because first of all, when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, what again? You know, like, so what's up? So I was waiting to see what BBC, according to them, have something to expose, you know. And one of the gentlemen who have always, you know, spoken about a lot of men of God in Africa that according to him are not real men of God, that he had spoken about Prophet TB.JOSHUA before, also commented. And the way he even introduced the whole expose, you know, the way he spoke about it, it felt so much like there's something to really look out for, as far as I am concerned. You understand? So, but when I watched it, I was like, you know, with the same thing with some about for over 20-30 years now, the same thing, and the same people who have been saying these things are the same people that were put together to actually say these things. You understand? So for me, it was nothing new. I was watching it, I was like, at the point I had to even I actually stopped, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm stopping at where they might have exposed something new. So let me I'm stopping at where they might have had something. So let me continue to see, because I was like, you know, with this same thing, these people, they talk all the time and all of that. And all these years, so many this is why have always been speaking about these things, and like there's no evidence to buttress their points, and it has always been their word against the man of God's word. And fortunately or unfortunately, the man of God, even when he was alive, he never ever responded to them. You understand? Never ever responded to them that, okay, they say this about me. You know, like the usual. You know, when things come, you know, you get on your pulpit, you say something, and all of that. One of the things that he always said was that he said his pulpit, the pulpit he gave, God gave him, is not a pulpit to destroy or to speak bad about other ministers of God. That's the pulpit God gave him. He cannot stand on that pulpit and destroy other ministers. So if other people are waiting for him to respond to things that people are saying about him and all that, then that will never happen. You know, and if you know him very, very well, you know that things will happen, and he'll come to church, and then he will make sure that people will not have that mindset and concentrating so much about things that are actually happening, you know, because he always spoke about fear and anxiety and stuff like that. That can actually weigh you down so much that even when God wants to give you something, you might not be able to actually see what God wants to give you. So no matter how heavy things may be, he will always find a way to lighten the atmosphere, just so that you can have that free heart to receive from God. So personally, I wasn't surprised at all. I was actually surprised that, in fact, when it came up, then I was like, wait, Africa Eye. Every day Africa Eye. They say they see something.
I'll come to that.
Okay.
Right. But
So yeah, I was not surprised.
All right. Before we even proceed, I would like people to also know your position, your relationship with the Synagogue Church, and then for how long have you had this association with the church? Are you a member, or are you a musician who occasionally passes through and then, you know, minister there? What is your position with the Synagogue Church, even now that the man of God is no more?
Yeah, my position has always been, and it has never changed. I've always been a member of the church for all these years, you know. In fact, he was the one that I saw in a vision who told me that his exact words were, you see the microphone you are holding, drop it and pick up God's microphone. That was the turning point for me, you know, that I left everything to come and do God's work. You understand? So that was when I even started following him. Okay, so within some weird, strange, it was like I actually shared my testimony on the I sent an email to share my testimony of how I became how I was doing secular music before, and I became a gospel artist and all of that. So I shared it, and the information that I gave was just my full name, my artist name, and the story. And the next day he called me. You know, I was wondering how he got the number, but he called me. Okay, so
like
that was my first encounter with him.
He personally called you, or it was a call?
Yeah. There was it was a private number that called, and the private number the person introduced himself and said that he was calling from synagogue headquarters. Hold on for the man of God. Then passed the phone to him, and then he started talking to me. Then we spoke for a while, and then he invited me over for the first time. Okay, and since then we've had that relationship. But I started working there fully. I started working in the Ghana branch for some time, about 2 years. Then he invited me over to the Lagos branch, and I started working with them also. Since 2019, I started working with the Lagos branch. So since 2019 till now, we've been working together. And so that's my relationship. I've been doing, and because I'm a singer, I'm with the choir. And then also I do sound engineering also. So because of that too, I'm with the audio department also in the church. So if you are not seeing me singing, I'm probably doing something related to audio in the church. So that is basically what I do in the church from then till now.
Impressive. And let's come to the BBC side of it. From your submission, I realize you feel BBC and the Western is always up to people doing something in Africa. And then they only champion the negative aspect where they feel like they can turn people to their own people. They can turn Africans to Africans. I mean, a very good example is the former leader of Libya, Gaddafi.
Yeah, yes. Gaddafi.
Yes, so many things
Yeah.
were said about him, about how his leadership was. He was a dictator. He was killed, and now we can all see how Libya
Libya
is
is
now.
suffering.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
what is your observation about this whole BBC African Eye thing?
You see, let's take it from here. That okay, you have a concept for something where you want to put together resources and journalists and all sorts of people to expose the ills in our community, which is a beautiful idea. I believe anybody at all who is against corruption in any form would want to, support that. So I would definitely, even me, I'll definitely support that. You understand? But when it looks like there's a targeted place, then it now looks like it is not. The main intention is not to expose the ills of that community, but actually to destroy a particular community. Because if I have something and I do it in Accra and it is working so much for humanity, and I have the powers to actually do the same thing in Lagos, to do it in Abidjan, to do it in America, to do it in all of these places, why wouldn't I want to do that also? So that if I have an African eye, I could do British eye, I could do American eye, I could do all of that. So that today we'll be sitting down here, and the African eye crosses all walks of life. It's not only about religious people, it's all walks of life. So we could be here, and then maybe an expose will come, and then they are saying something about Joe Biden, America eye, Joe Biden something. You understand? So these are the things that I was hoping that if you really have something good, you really have some good intentions for humanity, target a particular group. And I'm not saying this because of the fact that this expose comes it's actually about my spiritual father. I'm not saying that because of that. I'm saying that because it's something that I have noticed all this while. But when this one came up, I had to just speak out like, Charlie, what's up? Abba, they be Africa, I. What of the other people too? If you really mean well for humanity, you will spread your arms wide. You not target a particular group. You understand? And I believe that, in fact, this thing came up when Anas did his expose on Nyantechi.
Yeah, football.
You understand? Yeah, when it came up and all that, I was really meditating and all of that, and I was like, wait though, there's so much about things that are happening in Africa, in this country, in that country, and all of that. Some of the exposés that Anas had done, it was beautiful, especially the ones about the albinos and all that, which I would totally support and everything, But I was just wondering, why we, or in the we will be sort of, we are black, our heart is black, our spirit is black, everything about us is that terrible that they must put eye for one at top, and like, what's up? You understand? So I'm like, yo, come on, man. So when this one came up, I just had to speak up, like, yo, this is just getting a little too much. And like I said, the funny thing is that if you are even if you are not an ardent follower of Prophet TB Joshua, but you are someone who knows the story of Prophet TB Joshua from the beginning till he passed on, you cannot tell me that what you saw was anything new. It was the same thing that you have heard years ago by the same people. You understand? So, Charlie, be some way.
All right. Now, before I go to my next question, I want you to take a critical listen to this.
Nothing is as strong as love. I love you.
The first time I met him, he looked loving, not knowing that behind that was a sadist, a psychopath.
There is a question that I would like to ask, and I'm sure these allegations even came when he was alive. And most of these things are rape scandals and all these things. And I keep asking myself, these things are criminal offense. So truly, if you feel the man of God had committed these crimes, why not report him to the right or appropriate office for him to be arrested or for him to be dealt with? But then always it comes up like that, and then nothing happens. I don't know your position when it comes to this, because some of these allegations that they are making, I feel that, okay, if he truly did this, why was he not arrested? Was he above the law? What's your position, Nee?
Mm. Well, if you watch the expose, there was someone who, when he was speaking about the collapse of the building, he made a statement that he believes that the man of God has bought the system. you know, so probably that will be the reason for people who believe that these things happen. That is the only way. And Charlie, look, this man has been in ministry for over 30 years. You understand? He's passed and gone. The ministry is still standing and is still doing wonders. The woman of God is traveling around the world, ministering to people about the good news of Christ Jesus. So it's like nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the figure Prophet TB.JOSHUA. Everything is going on like the way it always used to be. And I believe that, look, how much money can you have that you can buy everybody and buy it so well that you not have loopholes? You understand? How much money you go get? And this is Prophet TB.JOSHUA. We are not talking about Elon Musk. We are not talking about Elon Musk kind of money. You understand? This is Prophet TB.JOSHUA talking about. He might have all the money and everything, but he's rich in his own space. He has money in his own space. But when we talk about money, it's Elon Musk people. Then Elon Musk, they won't build city for space. So that's the kind of money they have. You understand? So definitely, and you know how we are as humans, yeah. Okay, with a little push here and there and all of, and persuasion, no matter how loyal you are, if you don't take care, you find somebody who will definitely do what? Give up the loyalty. You understand? So like by now, they forget somebody, therefore not even somebody, some people, because if the lady's video you just played now, she's called Bisola, when she was asked about if she could count the number of people that the man of God allegedly had done certain things to, she said it was in the thousands. Hey, thousands of people, one man. Hey, Charlie, my guy. Also, Solomon said, I know sure say the the girls he get herself, he actually had physical contact with them. Charlie, no man, in the thousands. So within 30 years, Charlie, you go die.
Well, people, there is something I would always want to say, that when such issues come up, you shouldn't be quick in being judgmental or, pointing fingers about people, because I know how.
But bro, personally, I don't blame people when they react that way, because look, truth be told, there are people that are out there that are doing terrible and evil things. You understand? Some people probably might have had their own encounters. So when they hear stories like these, that sounds like their encounters, it will be hard to convince them that it is not true. So they will definitely come out to say one thing or the other. So for their sake, I wouldn't blame anybody for coming out to say one thing or the other. And also, there are people who deliberately don't like you. You understand? So when something of that nature will come up, hey, you understand? They'll champion the cause to make sure that, look, things happen. You understand? So Charlie, it's all good.
Well, like I was saying, so we're going to encourage people to pray, to seek for God's intervention, to lead them to the right path. I am not the one to tell you that this man is evil or this man is good. I believe we all have that connection with whoever we believe in, any God that we believe in, that God should direct our path to the right place. So guys, you've seen the expose. We are not the ones to tell you what to believe in, but we just shared our little knowledge that we know. Before we wrap it up, I would like you to put up your last words, what you have for some of the members of the church, that in times like this, I'm sure if you're a member, some people will be hit strongly. There are family people that might tell them, hey, don't go to this place. Look at what they are saying about them. They are evil and this blah, blah, blah. What would you want to share with your fellow members of the synagogue church?
Well, I have two things to say. First, to my people in synagogue, especially the woman of God, Mommy. I'm not too worried about mommy, because I know mommy is too strong. You understand? She has seen this thing too many times. Mommy is too strong to be worried. You understand? So And I'll continue to pray to God to continue to give her that kind of strength to continue the journey, you know. So may God continue to strengthen her. And to my people, you know, I know the old people are handling this thing a lot better than the new people. The new people, you know, when I joined newly and I heard these things, immediately I was angry in my spirit, you know, which is normal. Okay, it's normal to happen. To those people, I can only tell them that, Charlie, yo, relax, just chill. You know, these things happen. They do happen. Someone once said that if you have the ball, that is when people will attack you. Yeah. If you have the ball, that is when the one running commentary will talk about you. If you don't have the ball, nobody will talk about you. Yeah. Nobody will come and attack you. Yeah. You understand? So you need to be relevant, and also to the general church or my fellow Christians all around the world. I just want us to know one thing, that the church will always be under attack. And no matter what happens, we should always protect the dignity of the church. The dignity of the church. Let us do our best that even if we are trying to expose one thing or the other, let us protect the dignity of the church. Because if the essence of exposing one thing or the other is to get that person, that will be it. But at the end of the day, the whole thing is carried in a certain place where it now looks as if the church is the problem. Where there was one lady who says that her problem was that she's gay and all of that. She spoke about this thing, and the way she was presented and all that, it was as if gay was so good that the man of God was against being gay. So he's now being bad for being against gay. You understand? And then if that was the case, then the Bible should be thrown away. You understand? So you could see clearly that the church is under attack. In fact, one lady who lost her daughter during the building collapse also made a statement that she brought her children in the church. She sent her into the church only for the church to kill her daughter. So you see the statement she's making. The church. I will not be surprised if today she says she doesn't even believe in God anymore. She doesn't worship God anymore. So we should know that the church is under attack. You understand? So let us do our very best that no matter what, let us protect the church. All right. Thank you.
Well, beautiful brother. I'm sure people might pick a lot of wisdom from this conversation and also make the right decision. Like I'm saying, we should be very vigilant. Sometimes people can package things. TB Joshua is a Nigerian. He's an African. This is coming from the Western world. They can package things anyhow they want it to look like. He's dead and gone. We should give him some rest, if that is possible. My name is DJ Pakorich, aka Mazi, aka Utumba, aka Siriki Siriki. I'm sure you've seen this video, you've watched it. You can also leave your own comment, what you think about this whole thing in the comment section. Let's leave it respectfully. You don't have to attack anybody regardless your beliefs and all that. And thank you for speaking to us on this platform. I know you always pull
thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. And I'm sure the song is still out there. You can share your social media handle so that people can go and follow it. You and Kojo King.
I'm Niso. Yeah, I'm Niso everywhere. I'm Niso, and then I have a new song called Love featuring Kojo King. So go check it out, Charlie.